Welcome back to the channel, people. KG is back. Match reaction time. Such a poor game. Not poor game, poor performance from Leeds United. Oh, man. Very, very disappointing, especially in light of Ipswich's result tonight. Just makes it harder. Sunderland beat Leeds United 1-0, and we didn't pack a punch. We didn't pack a punch tonight. That was really poor. Perot's chance that cleared off the line at the end aside. I mean, apart from the first 6 minutes, we weren't even in the game. Sunderland were worthy winners and then some. I think they'll probably be disappointed they only won 1-0. Before we get into it, people, please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your comments below. And thank you for everyone that's coming through now, joining in. I was just, in the end, I was hoping that we would just come away with something. We wouldn't have deserved it, by the way. It's just one of those where even at your poorest, you can still get a point in the game, or even steal 3 points and say, "Whew, we got away with that one. We need to do better next time." No, we run out of luck with that one tonight. Really, really bad. There were so many bad performances tonight. It's it was a blip for a lot of people tonight. What are we saying, people? Shout out to Leeds. He saw showing support. 27th to hit the like. Love for our man KG. Thank you so much. Nabino saying we were complacent, thought we would win just from showing up. You know what, Nabino? I don't think it was that. I don't even think it was that. I think we were just not good enough, and Sunderland were better all round. I think Sunderland were just better all round today, and we didn't make tactical changes quick enough in this one. Even Sunderland, they were on top in the second half. All of a sudden, you see them take off one of their more ineffective strikers, bring on Patrick Roberts. To me, that's saying straight away, hello, we need to make a change now. We've got Archie Gray on a yellow card. Jed Spence is coming back from a long-term injury on his unfavored side. We need to do something, and we didn't do anything. The only time it really switched for us was when Nanto came on, and it's quite damning to say that today. Nanto, in his small cameo that he was on today, was our best attacker. He was literally our best attacker today. He looked up for it. A lot of people accuse Nanto of not caring. That sprint that he made to the corner flag at the end to create a chance, it shows that he is buying into it. But that just was not good enough today. Yeah, Lee's saying Nanto should have come out at halftime. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt Daniel Farke just one time, people, just to make a halftime sub. It is allowed. I know he doesn't usually like to do it till the 69th, 70 minutes, something we've said many times, but the game was calling for it. The 6 minutes aside, Sunderland were all over us today. Absolutely all over us. Let's have a look. Lodi saying, I blame Farke tonight. Gray shouldn't be right back against Clark and taking too longs for subs again. Yeah, listen. Archie Gray, and this was the difference between when Sam Byram, if you remember when Sam Byram got booked early on against Leicester, you're thinking, oh, Sam, you're going to have to be careful here. Sam managed that moment tremendously through the rest of the game. Archie, unfortunately, isn't a fullback, and you could see he wasn't engaging in the tackles anymore. And even on their goal, I mean, there's so many errors on that goal, but he was meek, he was weak, he wasn't putting his body in because he was scared of fouling again. And that's the difference you get between a young player and a more experienced head. It's just experience. That is all that is. And Archie's done well for us at fullback position, but it just, speeds up, accelerates the need for a fullback in January. Absolutely. Back of the net saying, although they were marginally better, their goal was poor, would have taken a draw. Listen, the way the game was going, I would have taken a draw back of the net. But at this moment in time, we need wins. And it's going to, when I put up the table, you'll see. James here saying, just bad today. Sunderland came out to win where we were just going through the motions. I hear that. Robert here saying, some of the dead ball crossing was terrible. There were so many things, Robert, that was terrible today. Yeah, just so many things. We'll get onto it. Let's have a look. Jed here saying we need a plan B. Plan A isn't working. Did Spence Somerville keep getting in each other's way? For the first 10-ish minutes, I thought they were working really well down the left, but then once Sunderland just got a stronger hold in the game, they just got better. I think Spence did okay in the second half, handling Patrick Roberts at times, but you could see he was getting tired through the game. He hasn't played football in a lot of time. And, it's going to take a while for him to get his match reps up. But I thought in the little bits that he had, he was decent. Not really liking what I'm seeing and hearing from everyone. It seems to be this whisper it to one ear. Everyone then says it because they haven't got a mind of their own. But all of a sudden now the thing is Jed Spence doesn't track back. I heard it on commentary tonight. I've seen a lot of you write it as well, on in comments and everything else like that. Guys, is an attacking fullback, and when he was going forward, Glenn Kamara was stopping back. So it wasn't that there was a need for Jeff Spence to get back. Glenn Kamara was there, knowing what he had to do. So it's not a problem when an attacking fullback goes forward, but it just seems to be that lazy narrative that's coming back. Anytime Spence goes forward, oh, he's not tracking back. It's lazy. Get something new. Because if you say it, you just sound like a sheep at this point. Chris here saying Spence was the best on the pitch today. He gives you a whole new dynamic, and that was on the left-hand side. If he's allowed to play on the right and with a lot more game time, we're going to see a much better Jed Spence than even we saw today. Tasha here saying, I'm sorry, predictable. Why oh why? Oh, I say yeah. Why oh why? Okay, got you, Tasha. Why oh why is Somerville taking everything? Yeah, listen, I think Somerville is the one to take it. Look, that free kick that he took in the first half, he deceived everyone except for their goalkeeper. Patterson made a real good save because, he looked like he was going to whip it in for someone to head it. He went for the far corner, and that was a good save from the Sunderland keeper. But apart from that, we didn't do nothing else apart from the chance that Perot had off the line, really. John Knox saying Somerville should have squared it to Kamara. That was greedy. Yeah, I hear that too. I hear that, John. But when you're in the form that Somerville's in, it's kind of hard to pass it up. And let's be real. Was there any guarantee that Glenn Kamara was going to score? I don't know. Ryan here, Spence demeanor makes him look lazy, but he's not. He's just chilled on the ball. He doesn't look lazy at all. Why does he look lazy to you? Very interesting. He doesn't look lazy to me when he's running at speeds that no other player apart from Somerville or maybe Rutter can run at. I don't see what's lazy about him. Very interesting. Nate here saying we did nothing up front. We didn't. Chris here, we giving up already, Chris. What we saying here? Forget promotion. No chance. Be Farker out soon. Oh, you know what? Robert, I would go with that one. Yeah, relax. I would say he looks relaxed, but lazy is a very aggressive trope to throw out there when he's clearly not lazy with the amount of miles he puts in, and everyone knows people love a heat map. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. I know. Look, Chris Kingy earlier. I mean, he was getting heat in the chat. Not too much on Chris Kingy. Yeah, but he did say, "Is anyone questioning Farker?" There's been far too many positives, Chris, and anyone that's doubting him from Farker this season. It's just that when the blips happen, they just seem to be so obvious that everyone can see him. And he's got away with a couple, if we remember. He's got away with a couple where he hasn't made changes when he should have. But it just looks bad. But our form has been brilliant. It's just that we're against two teams in the league, and we didn't start with a month behind, but with everything being so unsorted and unorganized in the background before the transfer window, we kind of are starting a month behind, and we're just having trouble catching up. I listen. Yeah, Mr. P. I'm tired of the lazy and attitude trope towards level towards some players. Yeah, it's nothing new, is it, Mr. P? You hear it all the time. But one thing I'm not going to do is if a player isn't that, I'm certainly not going to stand for it. You won't run on this channel. Just will never run on this channel. You must be crazy. Ryan here clarifying here. No, I mean he's not lazy. He's just all calm and chilled. Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Freddie here saying, KG, why don't the journos, hey, Baron, etc., really ask hard questions? We had this diatribe between Perot and fed up with excuses. Again, Freddie, it's hard for journos to ask the hard questions because, as you've seen recently with Manchester United and Ten Hag, they can get banned. And these people don't want to lose their access, which I do get. It's just very frustrating for everyone else that wants to hear certain questions. One thing we probably will hear this week from somebody because of the whole Jed Spence not tracking back is, we know that Jed Spence is good going forward, but do you have to remind him of his defensive capabilities and track him back? We're going to hear something like that probably in the next news conference, so be ready for that one, people. Maz here saying need to beat Ipswich at home. That has to be a must win. Maz, we need to beat Coventry at home. It's interesting. I think somebody said today about this seemed like a game where everybody looked tired and everything else like that, but no one told that to Ipswich. And I saw their goal, Sam Morsey, their midfielder, coolly slotting it in on the 80th minute. That's the difference. That's why they're top of the league right now. Yep, Jamie, 100%. Listen, whoa, Matt, what makes you say that, Matt? Has Farker had a stroke? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. Um, no, that wasn't Phil Hay, by the way. That just shows you how bad I'm at impressions, by the way, people. Don't stick around for impressions, okay? I'm not, I'm really no good at them. Let me just, before we get onto the team here, let me just get a couple of super chats. Thank you for the super chats, people. And thank you to Mr. P and Stephen Short for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated, guys. Jim here saying, very poor tonight. Every one of our players had an off game, all that possession, and yet we failed to pull them apart to create chances. I hear that, Jim. Lord Sheargarath, changes too late. Rutter off it. Oh, we got to speak about that. Should have been pulled off at half time. And William here, what happens when you read your own press clippings? We will not win every game. We move on, not the end of the world. Okay. Now you don't enjoy the Farker impressions. I'm really no good at them. It's all good. Let's get the team up and let's talk about a few of the players here, people. Let's go. Okay, yeah. Here, yeah, we had to have a change, and obviously the change was Jed Spence coming in for Sam Byram, who we're going to miss until the new year, which is such a shame. But I mean, going through the team today, I actually thought, I don't know what people thought about Kamara in the first half and the start of the second, but when Sunderland were pressing us, were on us, I thought he was the only one really winning it back. I mean, that's what I saw for a bit, but yeah, overall, it was enough day for everyone on this sheet. What I will say is that Jorginho definitely had his worst performance for us today. I don't know what was going on with Jorginho today, but every time he got the ball, it seemed like he lost it. And the times where he was getting past people in the first half, he kept doing this thing where instead of drifting into the box, making it dangerous, he'd go to the byline and try and win a corner. I don't know what he was doing today, but Jorginho really could have been pulled off before. And I just want to liken it to the game where he came back from illness and got an assist, even though he was quiet for that game. I think even if he got an assist in this one, I'd still be saying the same thing because today nothing was sticking to Jorginho. Absolutely woeful today. But he's been so good for us this season. He's probably allowed an off day. It's just a shame that it was all clustered into this one game. And thank you to Robert Purnell for the super chat. Thank you so much. Yep, Jamie. Yep, didn't stick with Rutter tonight. Yeah. Shane, last season's Rutter turned up tonight. Yeah, I was thinking this was probably the Premier League cameo Rutter today. Was not good. Slow and steady, Steve. Need a sleep. They do hopefully rotate in the next couple of weeks. We will see. We will see. Oh, Nigel Thurf, this lot not up for it. Oh, we've been good up until this game, Nigel. I don't know. Does anyone else feel the same? Does anyone else feel the same? Matt Rutter in the gutter. Tremendous. Radaby Leeds, thank you for the super thanks, Radaby Leeds. Felt like a repeat of the Stoke performance. Ooh, you know what? For me, Radaby Leeds, yeah, that one was bad, Radaby Leeds, but this one was worse because we actually had open moments in that game where we should have done better, should have scored a penalty. And today it just felt like Sunderland with a better team today. It really is as simple as that. But with the players that we've got, we should have been stamping our authority on the game a bit more. Ryan Burns, Farker hates our subs. Yeah, Chris, tough day today. Really has been. Mikey saying, no, I don't think we have KG. That's been coming for weeks and we've been getting away with it. Fair. No problem. No, yeah, fair. Oh man, Matthew saying Daniel Farker, clueless manager. He's not got my vote. Well, look, Matthew and anyone else that's doubting Farker in the chat, listen, you're welcome to your opinion. Can you give me some names of who you think would be better suited to get us up from this moment in time? And you've got to think about the turnaround and everything else Daniel Farker's done in a very disruptive summer. And let's face it, every single signing, well, apart from Gruev, who we've hardly seen, has been a hit. It's been a hit. SJ44 is saying here, Melier save was outstanding. I have a different thought on that. I think it was a good save. I really do. SJ44, not taking it away from him. But when you look at it back, and you have to look at it with unbiased eyes, the ball wasn't in the corner and it was a floated header. You'd be very disappointed to see Melier get beat with that header. But listen, it was a good stretch, good save. So, yeah, fair play. The problem is on the goal that they scored, he was more interested in catching Joby Bellingham than the ball. and that's where you have an issue there with Melier. Yeah, I thought so too, Chris. But I hear it. Listen, Melier FC, they're out there and they're a strong hive. I think they've all abandoned Bamford FC, realizing that ship is not coming back up to the surface. So now it's Melier FC, and like anything little that he does, oh Melier. But I think it was a decent save. But if that goes in, you'd be very disappointed. Marcus Celtic here saying Farker is doing a good job overall, just a bad day. I hear that. I hear that. Oaksy here, I think this is pretty much my thought as well. Oaksy, Farker has done a great job for me. I say good job for me, I would say. Any other season we'd be top. Leicester and Ipswich have just been class, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, listen, I'm not seeing any names that you don't like for Daniel Farker. I know Chris Kingy is Nuno Espirito Santo. Well, listen, if you thought that the last couple managers in the Prem would empty out Ellen Road, then Nuno would stink out the joint. I don't know if anybody wants that kind of football again. Um, um, okay, Richard here saying Rutter has been holding his side ribs for the last 3 games. He's not 100%. Okay. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that, and some other people have. I'll look out for that myself. Look out for that myself now. Um, but yeah, I know. Random guy, Melier poor corners again. Yeah, Strauch as well. That header out as well. That's unforgivable for me. Not unforgivable. That's too strong. But that reminded me of last season's Pascal. So now what I'm looking for from Pascal is, because he has been good overall again this season. So I want to give him his credit. I need to see him bounce back against Coventry, because there was some good tackles in the first half where he was dominant. But then that second half, that little header out, that ricocheted off Pritchard. I don't know what that goal was about. We never score goals like that as well, people. We have to really work hard for our goals. We never get like a lucky bounce here and there and off Pritchard's head, and then Joby gets something on it. Melier then tries to hug Joby Bellingham, say, give my love to Jude or something like that. It was coming though, wasn't it? The goal was coming, you know. Mark. I know people hate this. Jesse Marsh is still my guy. Love his tactics. Mark, go easy on Mark in the chat, people. It's been a rough night for everybody. Um, Gavin here saying we need Archie in midfield, not right back. January would be key. Yeah, Archie had a tough time against Jack Clark today, who I can already see it now, people, and I can see it happening. The journals are going to start with it again. Jack Clark, always improved. I can see him. I can see why Leeds would want to have him back. It's going to touch on the sentimental heartstrings of everyone that wants Jack Clark to have a third stint at the club. People forgetting he came back a second time and couldn't get in the team. But yes, he looked good today against Archie, but Archie is not a fullback. And Jack Clark was more motivated today. He looked more motivated today. He was brilliant. Let's be real. He was brilliant today. So fair play to him. And it was just a bad day at the office for Archie overall. Jake here saying the subs made no impact. I thought Nonto was good, Jake. I thought he was probably our best attacker overall, and he didn't have that amount of time. He didn't have much time, Jake. But I guess, if you're going on the basis of there was no goals, assists, big chances, taken advantage of, then I agree with you on that point. He was Robert Huggins was good too. He was involved in the build up to their goal. Actually, Niall Huggins, he was good. But let me make this clear. That doesn't mean I want these players back. I know we shouldn't have let these players go. No. Calma. But yeah, Jamie here. Nanto made an impact. Yeah, 100. Yeah, listen, Perot, apart from that chance at the end, not really effective in the game. Somerville, I think, was trying to put the team on his back. He was getting a little frustrated in the end because the balls weren't being played quick enough to him. Dan James had an off day today. But again, a lot of these players have been performing week in, week out for us. So it's hard to really hammer them. But today, it was just a collective bad day off. He was Leeds. Not until was lively and went at their fullbacks. It'd be interesting. Maybe somebody needs a rest against Coventry. Maybe Nanto now has played himself into a start. David, did Bamford touch the ball cage? Listen, we may as well have put a mannequin up front. Mateo Joseph at least was throwing his body around a bit. But yeah, there's just no point. I think he did try to control it at one time, David, but then the ball just bounced off him or something like. Yeah, listen, I'm not saying I'm not saying anything, man. I've said enough about this guy. Like I say, it then goes past the point of keep on hammering the player. It's then on the manager for keep on putting them on there. Jamie here saying we ain't winning no playoffs, man. You know what, Jamie and everyone else? I'm not even trying to think of the playoffs right now. I'm still, with every fiber of my being, people, I'm still holding on to that hope of automatic promotion. I can't do this. I can't do this league again. I can't do this league a second year in a row. So at this point in time, I'm still hoping that there's some ebbs and flows to this league. I'm hoping we're not the only ones that are going to be dropping points, and that the two above us will, and we can get into that top two eventually. So playoffs, when it comes around, if that is what we're gonna settle with, we'll speak about it then. But listen, it's not over yet, people. Lenny Kravitz once said, "It ain't over till it's over." You know what I mean? So let's just hold on. Let's hold on, please. Uh Bubs. Can't Ten Hag get sacked and they bring in McKenna? You know what? I think Man United fans will take Kieran McKenna right now. You know, Bubs. I was saying before, actually, Bubs and everyone else, when Sheffield United sat Paul Heckenbottom, I said, "Hey, listen, you should go look for Kieran McKenna." But you know what? I think it's one of those things where I think Kieran McKenna sees where Sheffield United go in and where Ipswich could possibly go, and that he wouldn't have left anyway. So he's one of those. I don't think he would have left, but hey, maybe Man United could tempt him. They should take him. They really should. Oh, Nida, this is tremendous. Bamford is the vanilla ice of football. I take issue with that, Nida. I like vanilla ice. Okay, and let me just prove it here. Where is he? Can you see that on my recently searched Apple Music there? Hey, don't disrespect. To the Extreme is a very underrated album. Let me just tell you that. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Yeah, Stephen, glad we have home games coming up. Yeah, 100%. You know, home is, listen, it's a fortress. You know, we can be disappointed with tonight, and I'm really annoyed with tonight in truth. But home is where we've been impenetrable. So we've got to take that back, get 3 points on, and let's go. We have to get back on a winning run again. Yeah, Jim, Vanilla Ice's new metal stint. Yeah, he tried it, didn't he, man? Oh boy, I don't count that, man. That was bad. He tried to jump on the Corn Limp Biscuit wave, and yeah, he should have left that one alone. Leroy here, shout out to you, Cookie. Farker will do what he has to do to get us in the top two in time. Yeah. Oh, anyway, listen. Let's have a look at some of the results today. Well, let's have a look at the result that we care about. Let's be real. Have I missed a super chat? Is there one there? No, I've got them all. I've got them all. So there we have it. Watford went down to Ipswich today. Let me just, what am I doing here? And Watford took the lead, people. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's what you need in order to get promoted. It's things like that. You go down, but you fight back. There's no excuses here. There's no excuses from Ipswich. They did what they had to do, and they've got the 3 points today. I know, Lewis. Hey, listen, Lewis. I know Saw 11, and it's going to be a year to the day they release Saw 10. I will be there. I will be there. We will be there. Health permitting and all that, of course, you know, touch wood. We will be there. Love it. But yeah, Ipswich there. And this is the table. And Leicester City and Southampton play tomorrow, people. So that is the table as we stand right now. The thing is, when you look at our record overall, after 21 games, that's not a bad record. It really isn't a bad record. And trust me, I'm not doing the toxic positivity thing here. I'm saying that is not a bad record. To have won 12 of 21, draw 5. It's just that the top two have set a relentless pace. And that just trust us to have that. Somebody messaged me left a comment the other day about a previous video I did about if we was in the Premier League still, we had a better chance to survive because of how poor it is. Well, we've come down where the top two are just being absolute relentless, and we just can't claw it back. We can't claw it back, people. Jamie here saying, can't remember us making their keeper make a good save. Yeah, apart from the Somerville free kick in the first half, Jamie, me either. Me either. Um, I can't remember either. David here, KG, thoughts on playing playing virtually the same 11 for several games now. Rotation needed. I think keep players fresh. Maybe I'm wrong. I hear it. And that's always a question when it goes wrong, David. But we've won, what is it, 7 of the last 8 up until this game or something like that, 6 of the last 7, whichever thing it's in. It's hard to change that winning formula, especially if everyone is fit and ready to go. If you now see in there where levels are starting to drop off, that is now on the coaching team to go, okay, against Coventry, guys, we're going to need to make a couple of changes and go into this game with a bit of a difference, because right now our first 11, Byron Masai today, is very predictable, and it's been up to the other teams to match it. They haven't been doing that up until now with Sunderland, who more than matched us today. Again, giving Sunderland full credit today, they deserved the win and as a better scoreline. But yeah, we will see if we get real changes for Coventry, and Nanto probably starting would be one for me. SJ44, the team's balance did suffer without Byram. I agree. And that's why I said SJ44 and I said, call you SJ for short. He's been so good this season. I know it's not an ideal left-footed player at left back, but he's grown into that role. And you've even seen in recent games, he's been practicing that cross with his left foot, because before at the start they were just like P rollers across the box. He's been getting some height and whip on them, and it's a shame that he's out right now. That's why on the 1st of January or whenever that window's open, I need to see a left back here. And I hope it's just a loan as well. Jimmy, we have 0 goals for our central midfielders. This has been an issue for years though now, Jimmy, now. When you consider the last couple of years, especially in the Premier League, goals from midfield just seem to be a myth. And I'm speaking of Ipswich tonight, Sam Morsey, he finished that. If you watch that finish by Sam Morsey for Ipswich, he finished that like a seasoned striker. He's a central midfielder, and we're not getting that right now. Maybe, as somebody said earlier, if Somerville squared it to Kamara, maybe he would have netted, but there's been no evidence of that. None of our midfielders are scoring. Lord Sheargraph here saying Ampadu has dropped off the last few games. Get Gruev in there. Do they trust Gruev, Sheargraph? Does he trust them to start another game after the Stoke one? Only time will tell. But I think Ampadu, there was one thing in particular he did. He took a real good tactical yellow card, because this happened again to Joe Rodon, where he cleared it out and it bounced off their player and caused a counter-attack for the opposition. It's very unlucky to happen twice to the same player, but Ampadu covered for him and just pulled the guy down or kicked him down and took the yellow card. But yeah. Oh, Jim, Ampadu shots keep getting further away from the goal. Yeah, I've said the one time, Jim, I can already see it with Ethan Ampadu. We're going to be, and let's hope this never happens, by the way, but we're going to be 3-0 down in the game, and he's just going to level one on the 89th minute. It's going to fly in top corner, and he won't even be able to celebrate. It's going to be one of those. I bet you. Duck here saying, remember when we had players who could take direct free kicks? Pablo was one. Raf could, but he wasn't the greatest. It's been a while. All I can see in my head, Doc, is Ian Hart. I'm not gonna lie, it's Ian Hart. So he's a standard bearer. I don't think anyone has been better than him. Yeah, Jim, fingers crossed. Yeah, exactly, Jamie. Ian Hart. Yeah, Gavin even going back further. Gary McAllister. I know, Doc. I'm saying you had to go back 20 years. That's what I remember anyway. Maybe. Okay, so as we bring this to a close, because it's been a disappointing night. Let me just get your last few comments, and then we'll come back with another video. While you're here, though, please do me a solid. It really is the best way to help out the channel, by just clicking the like button. Costs you nothing, and it just helps me out, gets more visibility to the video, to the channel. Really does help a lot. So thank you for the support. Everyone's saying Ian Hart, Stephen bringing back the one against Birmingham City. That was in our 100th centenary one, was it? It was something to do with 100, wasn't it, Stephen? But Calvin with the free kick, yeah. Yes. Lord have mercy. Oh, God. Ad Sir here. Let's shall we end on some love here? Ad Sir here saying 3-0 bounce back victory against Coventry. It's not impossible. I haven't lost faith in this team just after one game. It was poor today, real poor. But I think we've seen, especially when we've had poor performances before, usually we bounce back really well, and we're at home. and we know what that's all about. Teams they used to enjoy coming to Ellen Road and getting that scalp. They're not enjoying it this season. You know, we are really putting our foots on people's necks at home. So, yeah, I agree. I think we're going to bounce back against Coventry. Was there anything else? Is there anything else from today's game, people, that you want to highlight? Yeah, if there's nothing else, we can get out of here. I think we spent enough time on this game. Danny Pugh, Leedsies, come on now. And SJ here is just one game out of 46. Fair. Mr. P, this is unlike you, Mr. P. Perhaps we're about to start our bad run. Mr. P, do not put this energy out there. Let's not do this. But yeah, listen, people, we're going to end it there. And we'll come back with a new video, probably a preview or whatever it may be in the next one. Just put your notification bell on so you know when I'm going live. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for watching replay. If you have, please hit a like, subscribe, drop your comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, people.